and I got some market research reports just on the overall RV rental industry and where it's been going since 2020 to 2030. And it's pretty staggering because we just know that the RV industry has been growing and will continue to grow. But our market is really what Garr calls the other people's RVs, OPVR. So we're actually taking inventory from the consumers and using that as our product. So I go out to Facebook Marketplace and I just put in an RV and it's wham, it's slammed. And that's probably where I get most of my consignments are people that, they don't use it much. It sits on their driveway. Is this something that I should really keep? Well, if we use it 2-3 times a year. So this is an opportunity for them to still use it a couple times a year, but actually offset their payments. So it's going to continue to grow. And as more people are getting into the RV rental space, we're just going to see it continue to grow.
Yeah, and we've also seen too, there's state, federal, private campgrounds being built all around the country, which is a great indicator for just the outdoor space and travel.
Yeah.
Right. So there's looking at it from that angle. A couple of our franchisees are actually RV dealerships.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking their brand new inventory, putting it into rotation to rent out with us. And then they're able to put that back on their lot as used inventory because there's not a lot of used inventory sitting on the dealership lots because somebody who bought an RV, right, a year or two ago, 3 years ago, and now they want to trade it in to get another one. They've got to come to that closing table with 10, 15, 20 grand. So people are just holding on to these RVs. So
Yeah.
The dealers are actually, we have a dealership in Byron, Georgia, that's a franchise of ours. All their inventory is just brand new units that they own. They're going to rent it out for 1, 2, 3 seasons, get the depreciation benefit, and then turn around and throw it on their lot as used inventory.
Yeah, there's another interesting trend that's been happening. Like over the last 20 years, we've seen the Airbnb and VRBO kind of grow that industry. But when people do it themselves, they realize, wow, this is a lot of work, and I can't do it with my full-time job. So what's happened now is we have these short-term vacation rental management companies popping up all over the place. And they're kind of taking it away from the owners, and they're doing the business. So this is the same model because they do have platforms that are out there for the peer-to-peer, and people will rent out their one RV. And then they realize after the first, second season, wow, this is a lot of work. I don't have time for it. Then they come to us. And so I have about a third of my fleet are people that tried it on the platforms out there and said, it's not for me. So then they'll give it to us to do the management. So we're seeing that trend as well. People are trying it. It's a lot of work. They'll give it to us to take it over.
That makes sense. Yeah, like I don't want to deal with this.
Yep.
And then you can have it literally sitting there. You can use it and say, oh, I'm going to use it we're going to bring it back and then just go. And then you just get a check in the mail. And then it adds on to like the storage operators or anything else. It's a service that they can serve or, so there's 3 kind of different buckets where that fit can work out well.
Yep. There's basically 3 pillars as Garr was saying in our industry. The first place for us to really operate a franchise, we have to go out and look for the location. And typically it is a storage facility or it's some type of dealership. But the third pillar to that is the RV maintenance, RV techs, and some place where we can get that repaired between rentals if needed. So that part there, some of the storage facilities have a place where we can actually do that type of tech on site. So that's kind of a place where, do we have to haul it somewhere to an RV dealership for repair, or can we do that right on site? And we have locations, they've been various, like in Vegas, we have he's on a storage facility, but he also has a bay where they can repair the RVs in between rentals as needed. And there we just outsource for RV techs. There's a lot of mobile techs looking for jobs, and they don't always get the best pay at dealerships. So there's a great opportunity out there as well. So that's kind of the third leg that's out there that we work with.
Okay. How much has this industry grown over the last 4 years? Because I'm like, this has to be more of this isn't obviously, it's got to be relatively new.
Yeah. So the Airbnb of this industry, their name is RV Share, and they started in 2014. So just over 10 years. A year or so after that came the VRBO of this industry, Outdoorsy. And what happened is dealerships used to rent RVs. That used to be very common. You could go to a dealership and rent an RV. Well, they realized, hey, there's a lot more money in us fixing RVs than renting RVs. So,
Mhm.
right, you drive by a camping world and they have 40 repair bays. So that's their focus is selling units and fixing them. So a lot of them got out of the rental space,
Yeah.
created this void for many years. And then a gentleman went camping with his wife and he got home and he said, I'm going to rent my RV. And he realized, oh, there's nowhere to put it. He created RV Share, which sold for tens and tens of millions, his shares several years ago. And I got in just in 2016, shortly after those two platforms launched.
Fireside has our own website platform, but like he said, RV Share and Outdoorsy, these are key partners that we work with together. So our units are on their platforms as well as ours in other spaces.
Yeah. It's a fascinating thing that I think obviously this is going to become more and more. We've seen it in all industries.
Mhm.
I like the idea of a lot of these things because it gives options and opportunities for all the parties. You have a business opportunity, you have an opportunity for a storage facility, you have an opportunity for owners of RVs, and then you have an opportunity for customers, and it really works out nicely. It's customers want RVs, right? Owners who want to generate income, they may have bought it. Now they're like, oh, I got to do something here, And then from there, we have storage facility owners who may go, I have empty RV space and I'm not getting a ton for it. So I actually want to, do something different. And then you have people that are like, hey, I want to start a business and I want to go out here. I don't have huge amounts of capital. I don't have all of these things, So what can I do that I can be, like you said, a management company where you're playing the in between? I'm not buying the RVs. I'm not, so all of a sudden it's kind of this system that works out and it works for everybody. You're taking care of everybody's problem there. And two, you're creating opportunity for everybody.
Yep.
Renters,
Yep.
owners of RVs, storage facilities, and people that want to go down the entrepreneurship route to start a business.